Hello and welcome to the podcast. Before we begin, today's episode is going to be a noisy one because it's a weekend, the kids are having catechism classes, and I'm outside church making today's recording. So there's going to be some noise in the background. Now, we're not here to discuss my kids or their faith. Today, I'm hoping that we're going to be able to look at how to determine who is a customer, who is a lead, who is a client, who is a prospect. How do we know if people are interested? How do we know if somebody's a waka pass, whether we should just get rid of them, when we should give up? All these kinds of issues. That's what I want us to look at today. Now, confession, this is not going to be a very structured episode because I'm currently looking at the person's profile right now in LinkedIn that's going to inspire today's episode. And rather than sit down and collect my thoughts, because things are piling up. So if I say, let me look at this thing, let me digest it, let me tease out all the issues that are involved, it'll take a long time and then I'll forget. But it's a post that caught my attention because the lady, she complained. She said she spent 2 years chasing people who were never going to buy. I repeat, the lady said she spent 2 years chasing people who are never going to buy. And then, her thoughts on the whole process is what followed. So I figured, let me just attend to this thing now. Because if I say I'll do this thing tomorrow, I'll forget. And I think that this is really important because there are lots of other people who are business owners who have spent 2 years chasing somebody and the deal didn't close. But she actually is a sales rep. So a sales rep, how will I explain sales rep now? An employee, basically. So she works for someone else and she's responsible for bringing in sales. And then there are also sales reps who have spent 2 whole years chasing somebody and then the deal didn't close. Now, if you are a regular listener of the podcast, you remember that maybe last week, I'll be a week and a half, 2 weeks, we already discussed something like this, where somebody complained that the guy spent 6 months chasing a customer and the customer didn't, the thing didn't click. And so we had looked at whether, 6 months is a reasonable time, whether 6 months is too long. And we went into the differences between a simple sales scenario and a complex sales scenario, just so that you can understand all the factors that go into a sale, so that you will now know that if you've been on the matter for 2 years, you're wasting your time. Or whether you've been on the matter for 6 months, you've only begun. Or whether you've been on the matter for 36 hours and you know that, okay, you spent too much time. Because whether 36 hours is too much time, or whether 2 years is reasonable, or whether 6 months is just toasting stage, it depends on a lot of factors. So, if you're new to this podcast, by the time you're done, just use Google Gemini or whatever, and then ask it whether I have made any podcast episode before concerning simple sales and complex sales. Then it's going to the AI tools, because it looks like my podcast is now being indexed well in all these AI machines. So you can ask them, and then they're going to give you the episodes where I talk about these sorts of things, and then you listen to it, and you get caught up to speed. You get the background. So the bottom line, what I'm trying to say is that the fact that you chase somebody for 2 years and the thing didn't click, it does not mean it was bad. It does not mean they were never going to buy. It depends on whether you're in a simple sale or a complex sale, and it depends on how complex the thing is. So, for instance, let's say sale of aircraft, for instance. If you want to sell aeroplane to somebody who is starting up an airline, 2 years sounds just about right. So it depends. Because people who want to set up an airline, who want to buy airplanes and, stuff like that, there's a lot that they have to consider. Safety, track record, international airplane, airport, air industry guidelines, local industry guidelines, the terms of the partnership agreement, service contracts. Like, there's a lot that they have to look for. So my guess is, if what she sells is aeroplane, then 2 years is a reasonable something. But of course, if what you sell is real estate, you're selling house or you're selling car, you're chasing somebody for 2 years, it just means you didn't get the memo that they're not interested. So I'm not going to comment on whether 2 years is reasonable or not, because the answer is it depends. So just try and look for the podcast episodes where I talk about simple sales and complex sales scenarios, the different elements that go into it. And then you will now be able to decide yourself whether you have been chasing somebody for 2 years, you should be frustrated. Or whether you have been chasing somebody for 2 years and that's just the opening salvo, that's just normal toasting levels. Like that's just how it is. So it depends. But I'm not one who would say you've been chasing somebody for 6 months or you begin to frustrate. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. Whether 6 months is too long or too short, whether 2 years is too long or too short, it depends. We have to look at it on a context to context level. Now, the lady continues. She said that she had wasted 2 whole years of her life. And with that, in a sense, I agree. If you're in the kind of sales scenario where a 2 year sales cycle is too long, then yeah, in that case, you have wasted 2 years of your life. Now, this is the reason why I keep on telling business people and salespeople, and they don't quite understand. I keep telling people that when you're talking to somebody, because people are afraid of no, they do everything to avoid somebody saying no, I'm not interested. But here's the deal. If somebody says yes, that is good, very good, because it means that you have concluded, you have gotten business, you will get money, your account will do pinging. So if somebody says yes, that is good. Now, some people think that if somebody says maybe, they think it's good. But I'm here to tell you that maybe you are wrong. And then some people think that when you hear no, no is bad. And I'm here to tell you that you are wrong. If they say yes, it is good because you hear pinging. If they say maybe, maybe is a very bad thing to hear. Because all that maybe, let me think about it, committee we meet, let me talk to chairman, let me talk to my wife, let me talk to my lawyer, let me talk to my husband, I'm coming, I'm praying on it, my spirit is telling me, all those maybe thing. That is how you can waste 2 years of your life because somebody has been telling you maybe. Oh, I'm sorry, I was out of the country, I missed your memo, I haven't spoken to chairman, chairman went for his daughter's wedding. All those, that's how you waste 2 years of your life. When you hear no, no is good. Because if somebody tells you no now, no thank you, I'm not interested, tell the person thank you, appreciate their honesty. And then ask for a referral. Do you know anybody else who might be interested in blah, blah, blah? If they know, they will give you. If they don't know, then good. You now walk away. Before you walk away, drop your flyer, drop your business card, and then you leave. No is very good. Because when somebody tells you no, you now know that you're not going to waste your time in chasing people who are never going to buy. You tell them thank you. And then you move on and start looking for other people who might be interested. So please, salespeople, business owners, let us rewire our brains. Yes is good because it means we're making money. No is your second best answer. If they tell you no, leave. You will save yourself time. Anybody who is telling you maybe, I'm coming, maybe this, maybe all that maybe is wrong. Wrong. You're wasting your life. So, as much as possible, push for a yes or push for a no. Anything that is not yes or no is, even Jesus Christ said it. It should be yes or no. Anything else is from the devil. It's from the devil. You're wasting your time. If you hear yes, good. If you hear no, good. Anything that is in between, anyway, let me just leave it like that. So, the lady said she was reviewing her pipeline from previous quarters. Oh, by the way, when salespeople say pipeline, we just mean how many people are we talking to. Anybody that you're talking to, that person did for pipeline. You know, because it's like petrochemical engineering. So something is passing through the pipeline, the thing will enter a refinery. From the refinery, you now process it. You now make kerosene. You now make liquefied natural gas. You now make petrol. You now make so everything all in a pipeline. Anybody you're talking to, that's in the pipeline. Some of them will manifest into $1 million deals. That's good. Some of them will manifest into $1 million naira deals. That one is good. Some will manifest into, hundreds of thousands. That one is good. Some of them will manifest into, 10,000, 50,000. Well, it's not as if it's bad, but, we'll manage it. So that's anybody you're talking to, that's what we call pipeline. So this babe now, she was now reviewing her pipeline from the previous quarter. Now, when we say quarter, it just means that we break up the year into three months. Abi? Yes, we break the year into four. And because we have 12 months, that means a quarter is 3 months. Uh-huh. So whenever somebody says previous quarter, they just mean the last 3 months. So now we are in, this is 1st of March, as at the time of this recording. So previous quarter will now mean that she was looking for at her records from December, Abi? December backwards, December, November, October. Good. So October to December of last year. So the babe now was going through all the convo where she's been having now from um, October to December of 2025, and then she realized that dozens of names. By the way, when we say dozen, dozen means 12 now. Uh-huh. So it's not just 12 people. It was not just 12 people. It was not just 24. It was not just 36. She said dozens and dozens. She said hundreds of conversations, countless of hours of her time that it was wasted. It was wasted because the deals went nowhere. People ghosted and ghosted, opportunity after opportunity that was not an opportunity after all. By the way, you see, this is the reason why I say we should be keeping a CRM, a customer relationship management tool, because it's a place where we keep all our contacts, we house the records of the people that we're talking to, the things that we discuss, things like that. It helps us. You can go into your CRM and look at your conversations and say, you know what, this bros Chukudi that I've been following for the last 3 years, I know that he sounds like he's a good guy and everything, but I'm looking at the record now. Me and Chukudi, we done the yarn for 3 years. Nothing is coming of this thing. Let me just close this account. Let me delete Chukudi from my phone. You can only do that if you have a CRM, and it will be the right thing to do. That's assuming you assess everything well. It will be the right thing to do because all the time you spend not chasing Chukudi, you can spend it chasing other people who might end up paying you good money at the end of the day. So please, we need a CRM so that just like this lady looked at her pipeline and she started to delete countless of names. Sorry, not countless. What did she say again? Dozens of names, hundreds of conversations. Begin to delete, delete, delete. We need to get some people off our table because they're taking too much space in our mind, in our brain. You wake up in January, you're thinking, bro, Chukudi, how will I continue this conversation? Then by July of 2026, you're still thinking, bro, Chukudi, how will I close this deal? Then by December of 2026, you're still thinking, bro, Chukudi, how will this thing connect? And then you wake up in 2027 again, like, oh, come on. It was a complex sales scenario, but this sales what's it called now? The length of time it takes to close a deal. What's it called again? I've forgotten. So I should be writing all these things down. Sales cycle. Uh-huh. So this sales cycle is taking too long. After a while, just delete this thing. You can't just be waking up and then Bro Chukudi will be taking up space in your head, rent free. For what? When there are other fish in the market. Delete Bro Chukudi and then move on. Start looking for other people to do business with. So, good. Now, this babe said she had been calling all of them prospects, but most of them were just leads, and she had no idea that there was a difference. I repeat, this lady had been calling everybody she's talking to. She's saying now prospect. But meanwhile, all of them were just leads. And she had no idea that there was a difference. And I'm glad that more salespeople and more business people are talking about these things now. Because on the podcast, I try and make these definitions. Some of you think I'm being academic, but no, I'm not being academic. If you have the wrong definition, you're going to be treating people the wrong way. Treating people the wrong way. All right? So if you're looking for wife material and you're calling some people wife material, meanwhile they're not really wife material, it is yourself you're deceiving because you find out that you're spending your time chasing wife material. Meanwhile, you understand, the person was not suitable. It's your own fault. It's the same thing. Some people think they're dealing with husband material, but they don't know that what they're dealing with is time wasters or they're dealing with Yoruba demons. If you classify somebody correctly as a Yoruba demon, when you're with that person, you will now know that, okay, this one a Yoruba demon. So now just play where we they play. So at the end of the day, you have nobody to blame, but yourself. You saw the person, you labeled the person well, and you call it is by what it is. So it's not everybody that is a prospect. It's not. The lady had no idea that there's a difference. This is the difference. In sales or in business, any single time we have somebody's phone number or contact detail or email address or something, that person is just a contact. I repeat, just a contact. Sorry for the noise in the background. Some children finish their classes, then they're just running around being a nuisance. That's the benefit of catechism class now. Your parents will come and drop you in church, and they take off. So when you finish class early, you just be playing football when they come. So anyway, anytime you have somebody contact details and all that, the person is just a contact. That's all. Just a contact. All you have is a phone number. That's a contact. The next thing you're trying to do basically is you're trying to figure out if the person might be interested in your product or your service. That is what makes the person a prospect. A prospect is somebody who, well, we've had a chat. It looks like they might be interested in the product, might be interested in the service. Maybe there's some room. There's a prospect. But then a lead is when there's some serious intent. You know that there's serious intent here. So we'll now chase this thing down. Then after lead, the person is now a deal. A deal means we have a serious proposal on the table and we are now chasing this person. So we need to know who it is that we're dealing with. If you look at your phone and you have 5,000 contacts and you tell yourself you have 5,000 prospects, you are deceiving yourself. No. You have 5,000 contacts. Until you talk to everybody and try and get a sense of who might be interested, you don't have a prospect. All you have is contacts. When you've actually had interactions with the person, you've had phone calls, you have emails, you've had WhatsApps, and it looks like they might be interested, good, we can call them a prospect. Now, when we're talking to prospects, because there are some prospects that, might be interested, but the thing is, some people might be interested, but they don't need you in 2026. Maybe they need you in 2030. It's reasonable. Because, think about it. There are some of you listening to this podcast now who are interested in my consulting service, but right now you don't get money, or maybe you're not at that stage in business. So there are some people who are listening to my podcast in 2026, who might be prospects, but honestly speaking, they're not going to be ready until 2028. It's just normal. It's just normal. That's just how life is. So we need to know who it is we're dealing with, and so that we can start sorting these people out accordingly, so that we'll know who to invest time with and how much time to invest. So it starts off as a contact. You just have a phone number, you just have an email address. You call the person, you visit the person, you WhatsApp the person, you people will jam, you will talk. Oh, this person might be interested. Okay, this is a prospect. This person is not interested. Okay, no problem. Leave them in relationship nurturing campaign. You go to send them WhatsApp, you go to send them email, let them be seeing your profile from time to time, so that if anything changes, they'll call you, they'll say, babe, how far? Then, when you have prospects, you continue to talk to them. This one has serious intent. It looks like we are making progress. Then that person is a lead. By the time you drop proposal on the table that, look, we'll do this for you, all you have to do is just send us $2.5 million. This is the one that we have a deal. You mark it in your CRM as a deal. And then you discuss with your sales manager, so that your sales manager can help you, so that you people will pursue this thing well. And then you close this deal, and then you collect your commission. So yes, this lady is right. We need to be categorizing all these things well, very properly. Anyway, so let me move on. So this lady said that she learned this thing the hard way. That is why we have this podcast, my brothers and sisters, so that we don't all have to learn the hard way. I've already learned the hard way for you. I've already cried over deals that did not. Okay, well, I haven't cried. Actually, I haven't cried because of money. Okay, I've cried because of relationships, but not money. But I'm just saying that I have suffered so that you do not have to suffer. Right? So listen to this podcast, not just mine. Go and listen to any podcast like this, whether it's aimed at Nigerians or whether it's aimed at Oyibo people. That's the whole point. So listen. So, where was I now? So this is what she learned the hard way. She assumed that if somebody fits the ideal customer profile, they work in the right industry, they have the right title, and they run a company of the right size, everything looks perfect. For her, that was enough, that somebody just matched the description. So if that kind of person reached out to her, she would chase them, she would email them, she would call them, either until they buy or until they block her or they ask her to stop. In fact, let me comment on this something here. Please, I beg, salespeople and business people, if people are blocking you, is a sign that there's a problem with your sales process. I beg, I beg. It's not a thing of pride that somebody is blocking you. If somebody is blocking you, it means they are not interested. If somebody is blocking you, they are not interested. So, like back in university days now, uh, I started off in Angola Hall, as a jambite. Then the first year babes were in what's it called? I can't remember that hall, opposite Angola Hall. Then the big babes were in Moremi Hall. So for those of us now who wanted to bite more than we can chew, young boys going to go and chase big babes in Moremi Hall. It gets to one stage where by the time you knock, before you open, the girls will shout inside. They'll say, Labake is not around. So if it gets to the stage where they're shouting at you that Labake is not inside, you've gone too far. You're being too persistent. You're being too pushy. Labake is not interested. It's the same thing in business. By the time somebody is blocking you, there's a problem with your sales process. So it's not a thing of pride. In fact, I would prefer that you do not get blocked at all, because when people block you, what happens is these mobile carriers, MTN, Truecaller, Glow, or whatnot, I don't know how they do it, but somehow they share information. Before you know it, somebody will call you on Truecaller, and the thing that will flash. Sorry, you try and call somebody on Truecaller, the thing that will flash. I have seen this thing happen. The other person will see on their phone, they will say 97 people have reported as spam or blocked by 100 people. These things affect our credibility. So please, we don't have to continue until the extent that somebody will now block us. Please, please. It is a bad thing. It is a very bad thing. It is a very bad thing, because I have seen it before. Networking session, British Council event. You say, oh, yeah, cool. Let me have your phone number. Sure, no problem. I'll flash you. What's your number? Blah, blah. And then the person flashes. And then on the other person's phone, it just shows that, 97 people have reported this number as spam. Do you think that gives a good impression? Please, business people, let's not continue until they block us. It is a bad sign. Even if you try to get in touch with somebody and then the person sees. Because look, we're in Nigeria. We are in Nigeria. If somebody sees 6 people have reported this number as spam, or this contact has been blocked by 12 people, the first thing anybody will assume is that you are into 419. They won't know that it's just simple business, it's just simple market, and you are being over persistent. So we shouldn't continue until they block us. Please, we shouldn't. Okay. Once we know that somebody is not interested, I beg, lean back. That's what we do. Like Fat Joe. Lean back. Lean back. I know some of you won't know that song. So lean back, I beg, when they're not interested. So from her, she said a prospect is someone who fits the profile and has demonstrated interest. Maybe. Okay, let's agree. A prospect is just anybody who is interested. Anybody who is interested, that person is a prospect. But people who are interested don't always have a sense of urgency. Like right now, I am interested in buying a car because I am tired of driving secondhand. My AC has packed up and I need 250 Gs to fix this thing. At first, I told my wife, no, I'm not doing that. But then, by the Abuja heat has summered the life out of us. And in fact, one time was stuck in traffic. One tractor this truck that packs dirty just passed by. The exhaust pipe was doing boo, 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 boo. All of us were now coughing, and then we're even smelling refuse on top of that. I thought to myself, I say, self, don't be punishing yourself like this. So I told her, okay, babe, you know what, don't worry. The next one that comes in, I'll fix this AC first. But the thing is, I'm tired of this life. Can't be, why am I driving second-hand car? Why? So, I am interested. But the thing is, I'm not currently in the market for a car, and I don't have a sense of urgency to buy a car. So, when you're in front of a prospect, these are the kinds of conversations that you should be having with people to try and figure out, do they have a need? Are they interested? How serious is the interest? What is their sense of urgency? Do they have any timelines? Do they have any pressing concerns? That is what will determine how you continue to flow with this person. So someone like me now, if I go to, a car lot and I'm talking to somebody and they don't ask me all these questions, they will assume that you have a lead on your hand or you have a good deal. No. But if you ask me questions, you realize that I'm only just doing research. Now just research where I do research. No be say I already have millions on hand. or that they have a desire. Like when I went to one car lot, I was looking at one car, and then lady came and approached me. Because of my pot belly, I look like I come from money. And in Jesus' name, I know the money will come. When people see me, they see money. So this babe assumed that this bros is ready. I tried to tell her that no, I'm just looking. No, I'm just looking. She thought I was trying to be. She thought I was trying to be modest. Another guy came. I was looking at the car too. From the way the guy was talking to this car about, because it was the GAC I went to look at. GAC is Guangzhou Automobile Company. Those people make some sick cars, like bad cars. Very correct rides, sweet rides. Especially in military green and then black. So I was looking at the GS8. That's how another guy came to come and look at me, and he was standing next to me. The way the guy was talking, I was like, this guy really thinks I have a 50M to drop on this car right now. The guy was talking to me about how, the Mercedes Benz for his wife, about how his wife has wrecked it and something, that he just wants to sell it and then get the GS something. In my mind, I'm thinking, in Jesus' name, that I'm getting there. I will get there. People are saying the money in me, the money will come, the money will come. So, you don't just look at somebody, the person has smooth skin, the person is a fine boy, and the person has, pot belly, so therefore the person is a millionaire, he's ready to buy the car. No. You engage people in conversation. Do they have a need? Do they have a problem? What's the vision? What's their timeline? You ask people. You walk up to someone, you say, oh, the GS8. This is a wonderful car, isn't it? The person will say, yes, actually, it's a very beautiful car. What brought you here in particular? I said, well, no, I just saw the signboard, something. I just thought I might come in and have a look and this and that. How long have you been searching for a car? Searching for a car? No, I'm just here because I'm curious. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm just curious. I never even, you see, the way you be asking questions like that, you be moving the conversation, you'll be able to know, is the person serious? Is the person in Waka Pass? How long have you been looking for a car? If the person says, well, actually, I've been on this for the last 3 months. This is the third dealership that I'm going to. In your mind, does this not now signal that this is a serious person? Be engaging people in conversations. Stop assuming that everybody you're talking to is interested or that they have an urgent need. Urgent need just means the person is ready to take action now. Or there is something that we can point to that will help us to figure out when this person will be ready to take action. So, like this other gentleman now that was standing next to me, all right? But funny thing is, the babe didn't clock it because me, I looked the part. I'm a fine boy. My skin is yellow, skin is smooth, and then I now have pot belly on top. So I looked the part. And then my wife knows how to dress me well. So that day I was looking like money. She thought I was serious. She went away to go and talk with sales manager and, or whatnot. But the guy that was standing next to me, to be honest, the guy looked like he was a trader. But the thing is, while I was there, when we talked about how he mashed up, the wife had destroyed the Mercedes Benz Jeep. He even showed me some pictures. He even mentioned the place in Lugbe where the car was being redone, but he's thinking of selling the car. He even asked me whether I know people who even buy cars in this sort of condition, whether because he's thinking sell it off and then just buy something new. I continue to follow the guy to yarn because I'm in sales, so I like talking to people, so that's what I do. But this girl, the sales girl, she was not there, so she didn't get the benefit of all this conversation. But if she was there, she would have quickly figured out that, oh, this boy way they fresh, this guy is not serious. This one that looks like he's a trader, this is the person that actually is ready to move forward. Should have invested time in the other guy. Okay, so back to the LinkedIn post. So the lady in the LinkedIn post, she said that someone who fits the profile and has demonstrated interest, if the person has opened your email more than once and they've asked questions that shows what they're thinking, people who have engaged, that this is someone who is a lead. Yeah, I agree with you. Yes, this is someone who is a lead. And she said that these are the kind of people you chase. So yes, judging by her own criteria, if they open your emails more than once, then yes. Okay, see this email thing. Sometimes we cause us serious problems for ourselves. Emails, emails have the worst open rate. If you didn't hear me, let me repeat it again. Emails have the worst open rate. There are some countries that if you can achieve a 2% email open rate, you have done well. In other words, there are some countries where if you send 100 emails and people open 2, you've done well, you have tried. That shows you how bad the thing is. Now, text messages, WhatsApp messages, and these kinds of things have between 96 to 98% open rate. Meaning, in other words, if you send 100 WhatsApp messages or 100 text messages, you know that 98 of them were opened. Whether people responded or not is a different matter, but at least you know that I sent 100. You just know with full certainty in 2026 that 98 or 96 people, they opened it. Now, knowing that that WhatsApp and text message have 96 to 98% open rate, please, my brothers and sisters, why do we keep insisting on sending emails? We're sending the message to the one place where we know people do not even open it. And people have gotten into the habit of, even if they open the inbox and they see it, they will just look at the name, select, delete, select, spam, select, move to this folder, move to that folder. Business people listening, I beg. Professional salespeople listening, I beg. Stop relying on email as your primary form of communication. If you're relying on email as your primary form of communication, you are the one who is doing yourself. In the January 2026 class that we had started on January 19th, by the time we spoke about this thing, the guy in the class who was into audio production, who creates audiobooks for Nigerian authors, the guy said it. He said it's true. I said, it's true how? Give me a testimony, my brother. I'm listening. And the guy said he had been pursuing somebody for 2 whole years on on email level. 2 whole years. Then by the time we started training, and I said all these things about open rates and the most effective form of communication, least effective form of communication, guess what my nigga did? My guy called this person straight Monday morning. And guess what happened? They fixed meeting. And before you know it, 1 week, proposal was on the table. Somebody that he had been sending messages for email for 2 whole years. I didn't make this up. So you're a business owner. You're very good at sending emails, wonderful emails, with beautiful PDF files attached to it and everything. Can you stop that thing, please? It has the worst open rate currently in 2026. If you're listening to this in 2086, who knows? Maybe business culture has changed and now everybody's opening email. But as of now in 2026, this thing has the worst open rate. Stop sending the damn emails. There's a time for sending the email. What I recommend is this. When you have established rapport with somebody, when people are flowing, when people are making progress, then you can send email with the invoice, or you can send email with the proposal, with the full proposal so that they can print later or something. I mean, now you have established traction. They know you've gone past the toasting stage. They can open inbox and then look and then see that, Cecilia sent me an email. Let me see what Cecilia wants. Then they will click on it. But in the early stage, when you are a nobody, trust me, nobody is reading that email. Please stop it. So it's possible that this lady that is complaining here on LinkedIn, it's possible that she caused her own problem. Then she said, if the person asks questions that show that they are thinking about their problem, in fact, this is where, in my own opinion, this lady is missing the plot. It's not about them asking questions. It is about you asking questions. You are supposed to take the initiative. You are supposed to ask the questions. If you're waiting for people to start asking you serious questions, okay. I don't even know how to explain it. When I see professional salespeople talk like this, the thing blows my mind. You're waiting for the customer to ask you the right questions. You ask the right questions. So, like, back to this example. We're standing in the GAC Abuja headquarters. We're looking at cars. There are two people there. One of them is a young man. Okay, well, two of them are young men. But one of them is a much younger man who has a pot belly. The guy look robust. The guy look fresh. The guy looks clean. The guy looks smooth. The guy sounds clean. He's standing in front of the G8, the GS8, 50M price tag. This was a long time ago. You know that now cars cost, so you can't see that kind of car now and say that it's 50M. So 50M price tag. He's standing there. There's another person who is standing next to him. I won't say it looks wretched, but the guy looks like a trader. You're waiting for the person who is going to ask the right kind of question. It is not about who is asking the right kinds of questions. It is up to you, the salesperson, to ask the questions. So, one moment. I have to wind up a little. Sorry, there's going to be some noise. Okay, sorry about that. There are just some distractions in the background. So let me just wind up to get rid of all this distraction. I don't want too much noise to come into the recording. So where was I now? So you are the salesperson. Stop waiting for those two men who are in front of you. Stop waiting who is going to ask me the right questions. My friend, you are the one to ask the question. It is then you'll be able to figure out these two people that are standing in front of me. Who is the serious person? Who is the waka pass? Who should I engage with? Who should I disengage? Who should I tell, get out of my shop? And who should I tell, sir, come and have a seat? It is up to you to ask the question. We are the salespeople. We are the business professionals. It has never been up to the prospect. It has never been up to the client to ask the right questions. You are the specialist. My friend, take charge. Ask the questions. Good morning, sir. This is a wonderful car, isn't it? Oh, yes, it is. How long have you been looking for a car? You start from there. You don't just go there and then you smile and then based on who is saying the right words, anyway. For those of you who are salespeople and who don't want to learn, continue deceiving yourselves. You will now say clients are unserious. What do you mean they're unserious? Everybody will take care of their own self-interest. You're the one that is unserious. You don't know the kinds of questions to ask. Go and talk to your line manager. What are the kinds of conversations I should be having with people so I can figure out who is interested, so I can figure out who is a lead, who has where we have prospects for a serious deal. Go and learn from a line manager, or go and listen to podcasts, or go and use ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT a couple of questions. I mean, the automobile space, I sell this kind of car, I sell that kind of car. I've been having problems with having conversations with people who come onto the showroom floor. Give me 10 examples of questions that I can use to ask people so that I can figure out who is interested, who is curious, who is ready to take action soon. It will give you some good suggestions. But please, never, as a salesperson or as a business owner, never, ever, ever, never, ever you think it is up to the other person to ask the right questions. Never think that. It is your own responsibility. And forgive me for venting. This thing vexes me sometimes. So, let's see. She stopped spending hours crafting perfect emails. This is also another thing that pains me. This is also another reason why I say stop with the email thing. Because you don't realize it. You want the email to be perfect. You start work at 9 o'clock. Before you realize it, it's 10:30. You're still on one email. Meanwhile, if you have picked up the phone and called this person, it's been 2 hours. You don't think you could have made progress in a 2-hour phone conversation? Anyway, so she spent 2 hours crafting the perfect emails to people who never hear from her. Let's see. Anyway, later on, the lady in the message in the LinkedIn post, she says that most sales training don't tell you something. They don't tell you that you can't turn a lead into a prospect through persistence alone. And this is where I'll say this lady is wrong. This lady she's wrong. If your sales trainer, your sales manager, your sales whatever hasn't taught you about this difference, then you are with the wrong person. You hear me? If you're listening to this thing right now, your sales manager, your sales trainer, your sales coach, your whatever has not spoken about things like this at this very basic level, you are with the wrong person. Go and look for somebody else. It doesn't have to be me, but go and look for somebody else. Because any sales trainer worth their salt, any manager worth their salt will teach you all of these things. Because sales manager, definitely, they're rated on your own performance. If you perform well, people will clap for your sales manager. Anyway, it's a pity that lots of Nigerian salespeople are suffering. Then let's see. Okay, so now the lady says in the LinkedIn post that your job is not to manufacture that feeling of when somebody's interested. And my sister, I agree with you wholeheartedly, and I'm glad that you have seen the light. And in fact, let me say it now, loud and clear. Sorry, let me wind out the window again. The distraction that was here, the distraction has left. So let me wind down. All right. Where was I? Sorry that I'm calling a human being a distraction. It's just one of these things. So she said your job is not to manufacture interest. My sister, I agree with you. Which is the reason why when people say that a salesperson's job is to convince somebody to buy, I quickly check you. I say, convince what? It is not your job to convince nothing. It is not your job to manufacture nothing. It is not your job to inspire interest. No. What we do in sales is we look for the person who is interested already. And then we blend, we align. So if you are the salesperson on the floor of GAC, Guangzhou Automobile Company, you are at the headquarters in Abuja, two young men walk in front of you. One of them looking smooth, looking clean. The other one looking kind of rugged, It is not your job to entice the clean boy to buy. No. It's your job to figure out, of these two gentlemen in front of me, who is actually interested. The person that is interested, align, blend. The job is not to manufacture nothing. Your job is not to convince nobody. Your job is just, oh, I'm here. There are some prospects. Who is interested? Okay. Who looks like they're ready to take action soon? Okay. Who seems like they're serious? Okay. These ones that look like they're not serious, well, I'll be sending them WhatsApp message, email message, Happy New Month message once in a while. This other one that looks as if they're interested, but I can't quite figure out that timeline, and no problem. I'm going to follow them, the yarn. I will keep in touch somehow, until I figure out who is ready. Then this one over here, who looks as if they're interested, and they might be ready to go soon, because this guy keeps on talking about like the next 3 months, the next 4 months. This one looks like he's a serious person. Let me align. That, my dear friends, is what sales is. We're not in the business of convincing anybody. We're in the business of figuring out who was already interested to begin with. And then we run with it. So the lady ends this post by saying that nowadays she still talks to plenty of leads, but then she pours her energy into prospects. Is that even correct? She talks to plenty of leads, but then she pours her energy into prospects. Okay, yes. She's correct. And my dear friends, that is the challenge now that lies before us. How can we figure out who is merely a contact, who is a lead, who is a prospect? When do we have a deal? All these questions are important because they tell us where to invest our energies in. If you're able to tell the difference, then when you wake up on a Monday morning, because it's Sunday at the time of making this recording, when you wake up on a Monday morning and you know that you have 5 deals on your plate, oh, you'll be a fool if you don't start your day 9 o'clock in chasing the 5 deals that are actually on your table. Then after you are done with the 5 deals that are on your table, it is then you can now continue to process the other leads that you have to see what you can squeeze from that. After you are done with the leads, it is then you will now go back to the prospects that you're talking to and follow up on those ones. Then after that, you will now start talking to just the general contacts that you have to see who else is juicy in the pipeline. You understand? Sorry, forgive me that I'm not using professional language because who else is juicy? In fact, that doesn't sound right. Okay, note to self: don't say juicy again. So that is the question for the Nigerian business owner. That is the question for the Nigerian salesperson. So that when you wake up, you can invest your time accordingly. You will always wake up first and you pay attention to the deals, the people that are close to money. Let's see where those ones are. And then the people who deserve the least amount of your time. See, when I say people who deserve the least amount of your time, please don't be angry. I know that everybody is created equal, with equal dignity before God. But this is just about business. This is about business. When it comes to business, when it comes to sale, not everybody deserves your time. Everybody deserves your respect, yes, but not everybody deserves your time. So me, I'm worthy of respect. But honestly speaking, when I was on that floor on at Guangzhou Automobiles, the headquarters in Abuja, when I was on that floor, honestly speaking, the lady should have diagnosed well and figured out that this young boy with fine skin and with the pot belly, he's not worthy of my time. At least not today. So I collected my phone number or something. And then she should have figured out that, oh, this guy that came in here and that is looking one kind, this person is worthy of my time and attention today. I should follow up with him now. Because not only has he been looking for a car, he has been looking at it for the last 2 months. The reason why he's looking for a car is because his wife has wrecked the Benz Jeep. In fact, he's even wondering, the Benz Jeep that he is fixing, is there anybody that he can sell it to now and just cut out of this thing? And then he's now even thinking of buying a brand new car, Guangzhou Automobile. And the reason why he wants to buy the GS 8 is so that he can use it for himself. Then the Benz C class something, he will give that one to his wife. Since his wife has a history of destroying cars, if she destroys that one, it won't really pain him. So you have to be good, learn how to have these conversations, and learn how to filter people. How are you going to learn these things? Well, that's the reason why I have the podcast. So listen, and if you want to get in touch with me, you can send me a text message or a WhatsApp message on 080-6466-2140. You have a problem with trying to figure out who is serious, trying to figure out who is waka pass. It's not a problem. Reach out to me. Let's have the conversation and let's see how we can help you make your sales process better. If you're looking for free coaching, that's not a problem. Just tell me, but then I will answer one question only. But then if you want us to go in depth and look into some issues and try and sort out, one or two things, pick up your systems, make sure that you have processes in place, make sure that everything is working all right, we will have to look at paid coaching options, whether hourly or whether daily or whether weekly or whether monthly or whether quarterly. So that's it. Thanks for your time and attention. I will catch you all some other time. But a note of warning, the person that signed off this post, the person that created the post, what she does is she teaches AI to people that they can use to understand their sales. I just want people to know the quality of people that are out there, all the influencers people are following, that people are learning from. This is somebody who is struggling on a rudimentary level when it comes to what a sale is and, deciding who is in the market and who is not in the market. This is the person that's positioning herself as a guru and teaching other people. And some of you will fall for it, especially because she's saying AI. Please, you should shine your eyes. It's not everybody that calls themselves guru on the internet that actually is a guru. Now, funny thing is, all these young men and women who are coming out saying these things, they mean well. They mean well. I think they're just moving too fast. You need to wait and figure out a couple of things before you come out and start saying you're trying to teach people. If you don't understand the fundamentals, then what exactly are you teaching? Anyway, let me stop there. It's been 15 minutes of your time, so let me let you guys free. So thanks for listening. I'll catch you all some other time.